The political storm currently battering Reform UK is a stark reminder of the bitter, often ruthless world of modern politics. A scandal involving MP Rupert Lowe and accusations of workplace bullying and threats of violence has shaken the party to its core, revealing cracks in its very foundation. It's not just about Lowe, it's about the broader implications for the party and the very future of right-wing populism in British politics. The question is no longer about whether the party can weather this storm. The question is whether Reform UK, as it currently exists, will survive at all. Reform UK, under the leadership of Nigel Farage, has always positioned itself as a party for the disillusioned, a party of the people, a party that rejects the so-called political establishment. But with scandal erupting within its own ranks, the notion of a principled outsider party is being exposed for what it truly is, a facade. The allegations against Lowe, including accusations of bullying and violent threats, are not just a personal scandal, they strike at the heart of the party's credibility. The integrity of Reform UK has already been put into question by years of internal strife, factionalism, and leadership squabbles. This latest incident could very well be the tipping point that exposes it as just another faction-ridden political outfit, no different from the establishment it claims to oppose. But let's not kid ourselves. This is not merely an issue of personal conduct or internal party politics. The very principles that Reform UK purports to stand for are at risk. The party claims to be a bulwark against the mainstream political class, but how can it present itself as a legitimate alternative when it can't even keep its own house in order? Farage has built his career on the notion of straight-talking and no-nonsense politics, yet his party seems to be mired in the same corruption, backstabbing, and dysfunction that it claims to rail against. It's clear that Reform UK is more interested in consolidating power than in actually reforming the system. For those who believe in the promises of Reform UK, namely, to offer a real alternative to the dominant political classes, this scandal should serve as a wake-up call. The party's leadership has shown time and again that they are more focused on maintaining personal control and influence than on actually addressing the needs and concerns of their supporters. Farage may have been the face of Brexit, but his inability to deal with internal dissent, his clashes with key party figures like Lowe, and the growing number of controversies surrounding his leadership suggest a man who is more interested in his personal legacy than in the future of the movement he claims to lead. If Reform UK cannot handle a simple internal dispute, if it cannot ensure basic standards of conduct within its own ranks, how can it be trusted to handle the far more complex issues facing the nation? The allegations against Lowe are serious, and they raise questions not only about his conduct but about the wider culture within Reform UK. A party that allows bullying, violence, and threats to persist unchecked is not one that can be trusted to govern the country. This is not a minor issue. It is a stark reflection of the type of leadership that exists within Reform UK and the broader populist movement. There's no denying the appeal of populism, particularly when it taps into the anger and frustration of voters who feel marginalized by the traditional political elites. But populism is not a free pass to behave however one likes. It's supposed to be about accountability, transparency, and putting the people's needs first. When leaders like Farage and his party fail to live up to these values, they betray the very people who put them in power. The crisis within Reform UK is not just a political scandal, it's a betrayal of the voters who believed in its message. This is the moment when Reform UK has to decide what it truly stands for. Will it choose to address these allegations head-on, take decisive action, and demonstrate that it is capable of holding its members to account? Or will it allow itself to be torn apart by infighting, egos, and personal vendettas? The truth is, the party's future hinges on how it handles this crisis. If it cannot resolve its internal strife and hold its leadership to the standards it so fervently preaches, Reform UK will face a slow death. The party has positioned itself as the solution to the failures of the political elite, but it is failing spectacularly in that very role. The voters who once saw Reform UK as an answer to their frustrations are now watching as the party implodes from within. If Farage is serious about the future of this movement, he must confront this crisis head-on. He must prove that he is capable of more than just flashy rhetoric and populist soundbites. It's time for him to show whether he can truly lead or whether he will simply go down as another failed leader of another failed populist movement. The stakes could not be higher. The direction Reform UK takes in the coming months will determine whether it remains a viable political force or whether it becomes just another cautionary tale of a movement consumed by internal division and scandal. The choice is theirs, and the voters are watching.